because this kind of stuff, I get so annoyed when there's like a tiny piece of well-edited misinformation that spreads and spreads and spreads.
So apparently it's misinformation if you tell people the truth that the new console actually has trouble with keeping itself at the same temperatures that the old one did. It runs hotter in almost every test it's ever been given. On average, it always runs hotter and has a worse heat sink. But that's all misinformation, you know? None of that is actually true. None of it's actually true. It's just, you know, we're all making it up. The new PlayStation 5 is so much better. It cannot cool itself is good, but it's way better. You know, you should go out and buy one. Come on, quit just supporting everything Sony does. Admit when there's a problem. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to agree with everything a company does in life. God. Hello everybody, what is going on? Jimmy here, back with another video. Today, my friends, I'm going to do something I usually don't do. I'm going to actually address another YouTuber's video and kind of criticize it, because the thing is that I completely disagree with them and I don't want false information being spread here. So I recently watched Dreamcastguy's newest video where he talks about the new PlayStation 5 and the new revision that has been made to the PlayStation 5, and basically what they've changed and what they've left the same. And I have some thoughts on the video and some thoughts on the PlayStation 5, and I want to get into both of those right now. So first of all, we're going to start with the new model. Sony has literally made a brand new PlayStation 5 model to literally make more consoles. That was the only purpose here. The purpose was not to try. Everybody thinks this is like some type of revolutionary thing. This is literally just so they can churn out more consoles and get more games to be sold so that they can release their games, because I'm not the only person I know who feels this way, but there's a lot of people who feel that they're holding back some of their games because they don't want to release them yet, because they really do feel like if they put out all their great games, no one even has the console yet. Like 10 million of them were sold right now. That's not enough for Sony to be satisfied. I mean, they want more of these consoles in people's homes before they start releasing their juggernauts. Like Spider-Man 2. You think Spider-Man 2 is going to come out on a console with literally 10 million units sold? There's no way. They're going to wait till it's in the 30s or the 40 millions, right? And it's not even that the demand's not there. They have to get as many consoles on store shelves as possible because they will sell out instantly. But until they can get those consoles on store shelves, the idea of it selling well is completely out of the equation. So now let's move on to Dreamcastguy's video here, because the thing is that I'm a big fan of Dreamcastguy. I usually don't have a problem with him at all. Like, I usually agree with a lot of the stuff he says. But if you've watched his channel for any length of time, you would know that the Dreamcastguy kind of disagrees with whatever Sony does and sticks up for them no matter what. Even if it means pretending like something that is definitely not true is true, just to be a fanboy of Sony and pretend like everything they do is better than Microsoft and everything they do is just the greatest thing in the world. Like his video of going against someone who said the Game Pass was like a better deal than what Sony's doing. Like, that's like an objectively straightforward thing. Like, that's completely true, that Game Pass is better than what Sony's doing when it comes to the money and everything. And there's more to play for less money. That's like objective. I didn't even think anyone could argue with that. But Dreamcastguy came out and argued with it. So the thing is with his video is that he actually said, this is literally what he said. I'm going to play you guys the clip here, so no one can tell me that I'm just making this up or anything. I'm literally going to play you the clip.
But here's the gigantic thing that's making me just lose my mind. People are apparently saying that this hotter heat somehow is going to cause the PlayStation 5 to melt or break, or sometimes just become faulty faster. Yes, I'm serious. There are millions of people on the internet claiming that the PS5 is going to catch fire or something. So I took a look at some experts. This is actually an article over here on VentureBeats. This is a Jeff Grubb write-up. Now, you got to admit, this is a very, very funny image of a nuclear bomb PlayStation 5. But here's what he said. The new PlayStation 5 model is not actually worse. So he goes through this and essentially talks about the fact that even though this is 300 grams lighter, which here in America, it basically means it's a ½ pound lighter, basically what's happening is that this is not actually worse.
So if you watch that clip, you will know where my frustration with the situation lies here. Yes! Dreamcastguy, yes! Having a system that literally is hotter puts more pressure on all the components, more heat on all the components, makes the system last less long, and allows the system to overheat more. How is this something that we're fucking debating? Like, how is this something that we're going to pretend like isn't true here? The PlayStation 5 revision is arguably worse, and it's objective. It's an objective argument. You cannot tell me that my PlayStation 5 I have sitting next to me is worse than the new one. The new one is definitely worse. Anyone who disagrees with this is just wrong. I'm sorry, it's just wrong. I mean, I don't understand how you could be this stupid. I don't. But like I said, this isn't anything against Dreamcastguy. I actually like his content, but I think his take on this is horribly wrong. Horribly wrong, and he's spreading misinformation, and he's going to make people think that they're getting the best console in the whole world. He literally said that he thinks that millions of people are saying that it's going to like melt or something. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that it's arguably and objectively worse because of the fact that it literally is hotter and it runs hotter. The only thing it is better in, is the fact that it weighs less, but that's at the cost of a better heat sink, so that is not better anymore. So the only thing it had going for it just got X-nayed. Anyways, guys, that's all I gotta say in this video. I'm just really surprised that Dreamcastguy is actually still gonna defend Sony, even when they're putting out an objectively, that's the key word here, worse and inferior product than what they put out last year. We need to quit pretending like that's not the case, and we need to start admitting the truth here, everybody, because Dreamcastguy is legitimately spreading false information and telling people that this is like, you know, the greatest thing of all time. Not everything Sony does in the whole fucking world is the greatest thing of all time. Not everything that they do is the greatest. People make mistakes, companies make mistakes. Austin Evans is not an Xbox fanboy because he said that this is worse. I didn't know that that had to be said, but apparently it does. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching the video. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to this channel here. Like I said, I usually don't do stuff like this. I'm not trying to come in anybody's throat here or anything, but I'm also not going to lie to my subscribers and say, oh yeah, go out and buy that new PlayStation 5. It's so much better than the one I bought. No, it's not. If you can, find a launch console. If you can't, just know you're getting one that's inferior, and that's just the truth. And anyone who disagrees is wrong. They're just wrong.
Is that this is not actually worse. Is that this is not actually worse. Is that this is not actually worse. Is that this is not actually worse.